So I watched this video and I wanted to write a lengthy response on Twitter, but it was just too lengthy for me to respond on Twitter. So I decided to do this video instead because I feel like I need to expand, mainly because I work with children and I've worked with so many different children with all of their personalities. I've even worked with children on the spectrum. I've also worked with children with behavioral issues. I've worked with children that have dealt with complex childhood trauma. I mean, the gauntlet of children, okay? So listening to this teacher speak, I mean, yes, she's expressing her feelings of frustration, and I get that. But listening to the words that came out of her mouth in respect of these children, I don't agree with anything that she's saying. I could agree that she's frustrated, right? She doesn't seem to have any grasp of her classroom whatsoever. But that's not about the students. That's about the method in which she is applying to gain the attention and respect of her students.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet, 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today, I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to fucking sit right there. So, I mean, if she's telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious. And y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad.
If this teacher has a mindset that her students don't quote unquote respect authority, that already is a method that's not going to work, especially with students who seem to have a grasp on their autonomy. The message she says by respecting authority is not a way to relate to the students or even to have fun with them. She is instead wanting to change them and control them and force them into submission. That's not going to work with children who seem to really have a grasp on their autonomy. Children, just like adults, will always exercise autonomy. They will always exercise independence. This is a very natural thing. We as human beings, especially we as adults, can look back into our childhood and realize that there were certain moments in our childhood that we were begging for a little bit more independence. It's natural. It's part of child development. It's part of lifespan development. It's just a simple part of human nature. Because this is such a natural thing that humans do, we need to celebrate it when we see it in children. Now, I don't know what kind of tender or positive parenting skills this teacher applied. I'm not sure. She continues to say redirection, which redirection is a part of positive parenting, right? But at the same time, if the redirection does not work, what else can she do? Before we even get into what she could have done, I just want to say that labeling a child bad or disrespectful is going to tarnish their self-esteem and confidence. You're not doing anything beneficial by labeling children bad or disrespectful for simply exercising their independence and autonomy. In some cases, when you try to force children to submit, you are traumatizing them. So I'm not sure how this teacher is practicing all of these things, but the fact that it's not working means she's not doing a good job. Mainly, I'm questioning her mindset. as she practices some of these things. People who have or work with children need to understand that it's best to form a relationship with children, especially when they are your students, because you are a representation of another guardian or parent, so to speak, in their world. They need to know and see that they can relate to you. You also have to find some way to relate to them. When you're capable of relating to children, that's a sure way to gain their respect. And within gaining their respect, you have to respect their autonomy and their show of independence. At the same time, you have to show them exactly what respect of boundaries look like. Boundaries aren't about telling people what to do. Boundaries are not about bossing people around or forcing them into submission. Boundaries are all about telling people what you are going to do if they continue a behavior that crosses your boundaries. So this teacher has autonomy over her classroom. And if she sets a boundary, she has a choice in letting only those who want to participate to remain in the classroom. So for example, if one or more of her students do not want to participate in the activity she provides, she can tell the students that since they do not want to participate, they do not have to participate, which means they will no longer join in the activity moving forward. She doesn't need to redirect them. She does not need to force them. She does not need to do anything but tell them since they are choosing to not participate, they will not participate. Simple. She has a choice to either sit them in the sidelines or completely put them out of her class. She could tell the parents that since their child does not want to participate, they won't be allowed back into the classroom. But if they change their minds and want to actually participate, they will need to follow the instructions of the classroom. The boundary in that is that my boundary is you can't come into my classroom if you're not going to participate. Now, since you don't want to participate, that is a boundary. She's not going to open her doors to students who do not want to participate in her class. That's a boundary she needs to set for herself.
And another thing that's heart-wrenching is horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared for these little girls today because this is the most insane agenda push I have ever seen in my life. We do freeze dance. You guys' daughters are twerking at 5. Where's the parenting? Where's the boundaries? Where's the help? Y'all are not helping your kids. You're hurting them. You guys are hurting them. I come every day dressed, ready to go, and I'm in school too. I'm in college. I mean, I put bows in my hair. I'm wearing leotards. I'm trying to get them interested in like proper things for their age, and you guys are exposing your kids to this raunchy secular music. Why is you guys' 5-year-old's daughter singing Pound Town? And it's just really, it's upsetting. And I feel so bad. And I've watched different techniques, soft skills, soft parenting, gentle parenting. I'm patient. I don't yell. I'll say, hey, let's regroup. If you guys need 5 minutes, let's do some breathing. Your kids are telling me to shut up. You guys' kids are saying, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. You're not my mom. They're putting they're hitting each other and hitting other kids. You address the parent. The parents are telling you, you don't tell my daughter what to do. It's not that bad. Well, at least she was in the class. At least. It's all these excuses. Y'all come in and you're more worried about what's going on your Instagram and TikTok feed versus being a parent. Be a fucking parent. You guys are horrible fucking parents. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but this generation of some of the mom, not all, but majority that I've dealt with kids that are between the ages of 5 and 4 and 3, you guys don't parent your children at all. They have no basic comprehension skills. They can't sit still. No attention span. They're hitting people. They can't talk. They can't communicate. They don't even know how to say, like, I want to go to the bathroom. If you ask them a question, they're rude, nasty, horrible attitudes at 5, and they want to hear Pound Town. What are you guys doing with your kids? What are you guys literally doing with your kids? Because I have never in my life experienced something so horrible. I literally don't even want to teach ballet to you guys' kids anymore because they are so hard to work and deal with. And I literally see why the teachers are quitting and your kids are getting expelled and kicked out, because it is literally no way that this is happening. And you guys don't see any issue with it. I tell you, your kid hit someone and you're saying, well, what the fuck did the little bitch do to my daughter to make her want to hit? Nothing. Literally nothing. Your daughter just decides she wants to put her hands on people and you don't correct her. You're yelling at me, asking me, why does she feel like she wants to hit? What parenting is happening? You guys are worried about seafood boils and dates and fucking like partying and being a hot mom. You guys are shitty moms and it needs a change. Stop listening to Sexy Red around your children. Talk to your kid, interact with them, teach them, listen to them. Teach them to respect authority. Don't say you don't have to listen to anyone unless they're me. Your kids are so horrible and hard to deal with, and I'm blaming the parents because they have horrible guidance. And it needs to be a change. And I'm asking, can somebody's mom stitch me and say like what the holdup is? What is the issue? Why are you listening to raunchy music around your kids? Why is it that you have to deal with certain people and be rude about it? Why can nobody correct your kid or help them get on a better track? And why do you guys approve and applaud bad behavior? Why? Because I'm telling you, all the teachers that are good and have genuine interest in building your kid, I want to help them. I want to help these little girls realize that they are precious, that they have purpose, that they're beautiful, that they're smart and intelligent, and that they can be somebody. I don't want to see little 5-year-olds trying to twerk to Pound Town. And you guys think that it's cute. And I'm coming on here because it needs to be a change. So please tell me, as an educator, a teacher, and I'm just a ballet teacher. I'm not a regular trained institutional teacher. I'm teaching 5-year-olds ballet, and these are all the problems starting now. And it's no change happening. So what needs to be done and happen to fix this issue? Please, somebody tell me, somebody make it make sense. Because I'm telling you, I'm this close to quitting and saying I never want to work with people's kids again, because this has been the most horrible experience. I've never dealt with an experience like this. Listening to raunchy music around your kids needs to stop. Applauding bad behavior needs to stop. Not giving your kid your attention but throwing an iPad at them or a tablet because you don't want to parent needs to stop. I'm coming on here and I'm begging you guys, I'm asking you to really please make a change. Make a change. Your kids' lives are depending on it for y'all to make a change. Please make a change.
Ridiculing them and shaming them and forcing them to participate, whether or not is positive redirection or whatever, is not going to work. Now, I see a lot of people who are agreeing with her, which is, fine, because I already understand we live in a world that adults seemingly do not respect children whatsoever. They think children are supposed to be quiet. Children are supposed to be, seen and not heard. They still process within that old conservative white supremacist mindset. And this teacher seems to process exactly within this very conservative white supremacist mindset. This is exactly why she is even criticizing the kind of music that these children want to listen to and dance to in the classroom. Instead of her being smart as a teacher and really exercising her autonomy of the classroom, this teacher is choosing to judge the students instead of relating to them. The way this teacher could have related to her students, especially with the music taste that they have, is by teaching them ballet using the style of music that they want to listen to. There's an all-black ballet group called Chicago Hip Ballet who dance ballet to hip hop and R&B. This teacher could have introduced her students to that group as a way to inspire them to learn ballet. But instead, she's judging them, calling it secular. They're twerking as if they have a disease or something for dancing to a certain genre of hip hop. That conservative white supremacist perspective the teacher has is highly problematic and might not be good for the group of students she is teaching. Maybe this teacher needs to go to church and teach the children in church because it's not going to work for the rest of the world. And it's definitely not working for the group of students she has. She wants to indoctrinate those students. She does not want to relate, nor does she want to teach them. And that is a problem.